I haven't even finished recording the rest of how I store my parts, and I have decided that I'm going to be splitting this into two parts. So this is probably the clip I'm going to use for the second part. So hi, it's Jim. Welcome to the second part. If you missed the first part, you should probably go back and watch that one because this was a very informal intro, and it's very late, but we're going to keep pressing on. So I don't know what I'm doing. This is part two of how I store and organize my Lego collection, for better for worse, all the good and bad. So I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to continue right now. Now to the other side, the Alex units, also from IKEA. This is two Alex units, and these are labeled. This side has labels, so we'll be able to see what is in all of these. So let's start with the top, which is our snot drawer, or studs not on top bricks. This side, obviously, all these drawers, these get a little bit more nuanced, and a little bit more chaotic looking because there's a lot of just colors mashed together, because a lot of these don't necessarily warrant, potentially, organizing them by color and part type. I have thoughts about that, but again, future video. So anyway, we got bricks here, 1x4 bricks, any headlight bricks or one stud on the side, 2x bricks. These are all of the snot like brackets that are going down. These are all snot brackets that go up. 1x1 and 1x2 high snot in here. These are all 2 wide going up, 2 wide going down. I don't know if going down and going up is a correct term, but that's how I view it in my brain, and I think you understand what I mean by showing it to you. Wider, random wider snot brackets. These versions here in different colors. Then like more of like the headlight ones. These have been around for a long time. And then like larger things, these are probably, I don't even know if these probably are not calculated. That's not the right word. These are probably not categorized as snot brackets, but I view them that way because they do the similar function. So I have those in here along with these larger ones. And then these as well, even though these are technically not snot either, I categorize them that way in my head. These as well. These are all bricks, snot bricks that have 2 or more studs on the side. And then these are all Travis bricks, or studs on all sides. And then these are double high bricks. Tiles and jumpers. Tiles and jumpers. This one again, not really color coded very much, although I do have some grayscale in 2x2 and 1x2 tiles, but then like all of my 1x3s are together, all my 1x4s, 6s, 8 and up, 2x2 jumpers, 1x2 jumpers, 2x3 tiles, 2x2 colors. These are jumper plates that are larger. These are tiles that are inverted, and 2x4, which are getting 2x4 and up. Moving on to connectors. This is again, a general connectors, right? A general idea of what that means, but that is what connectors mean in my head, and this is what they mean for the most part. So hinges, ball joints, small ball joints, both male and female. These are hinge pieces this way. If they hinge in any other way except that, they're in here, both the brick, the plate versions, and then even these wonky bits and some other kind as well, but that goes in here. And then we have brick plates with handles, or sorry, bricks with handles that are this version, plates with that variation of handle, these plates with these bars on them, handlebar type of elements right here, this version, longer version, these bits are all in here. This is modified brick with the bar on it, and then the plate version of those all go in here. I have a drawer for these, but, or not a drawer, I have a container for these, but I probably don't need to, but these little doots. And then we have larger clips in here. So I do store some clips in this drawer. This is kind of the only place where clips have a different home. So block, anything that is a brick, I keep dropping pieces. Anything that is a brick clip, these are clips that are too wide and or taller. The toolbox bar things go here, and then we have these types of clips, which are, I don't know how new these pieces are, but these types of clips in here, and then these are all sort of miscellaneous ones. So we have these in here, these, what else we have? Oh, these, yeah, those all kind of go live in here. I used to have these separated out, but then I realized that, I don't know, maybe I'll separate them out later, but for now it totally works. And then we have these connectors, and then the clip side of those. These are actually really useful, putting up bars in there. But yeah, so those live in there. So this is my connector drawer. Moving on to greenery and cheese. Greenery and cheese. Why do the greenery and the cheese slopes go together? Your guess is as good as mine. No. Well, so initially I was like, oh, these cheese slopes are really good for landscaping. But then I was like, well, not all cheese slopes are used for landscaping. But whatever, they're all going to go in this drawer. That was my thought process. So anyway, I thought I would bring you along for a little bit of the gym brain and how that works. Anyway, landscaping parts. Leaf elements, larger, bulkier ones, and palms. These bits, random assorted leaf elements, brown tree elements, other types of leaf elements that are not green. These little flower pieces, small stick elements, green versions of these, more random assorted small greenery, these bits, all in here, variations of those. These are all white flowers, I guess. I could put those all in there. Why do I have a separate? Okay, whatever. I'll figure that out later. Flowers of this variant and this as well. And then, and then sort of brick style, blockier style green elements go there. And then cheese slopes, all 1x2s, tans, oranges, yellows, browns all go in there, all greens go in there, grayscale, and then colors. And then this drawer, or this bin, are the ones that have the like slope on them. And then in here are all ones that are like the pinnacle or like pyramid versions. Next up we have round, corner, and ornate. So this is everything that is round or has a corner, kind of. So round bricks, round plates, round tiles, and round jumpers, and round inverted. This one's getting a little dicey because sometimes like dishes, small dishes make it in here, and I don't really know how that happened, but this is getting a little, that one's getting a little out of control and probably should be separated further because it's too much. Then we have large circular and or assorted circular cone, like the cone elements, things like that. Those are all in this one. And then we go into regular cylinders. These are all color versions of the cylinders. These are all grayscale. And then any cones. All cones go in here of every color. Then we have these curvy bits and also this version. Let's go in there. Larger versions of these like smooth, slopey bits. And then large versions of these. And then ornate, these bricks. I created a bin for these because I was accumulating a bunch of them. So I was like, okay, I think these need their own drawer. This like curvy plate. And then we have the corner. So then we have all corner plates of any color and also size go in here, even larger ones. And bricks. Next up is curved slopes and more rounded elements. This one's a little... This drawer, honestly, even though it makes sense, this one I always kind of still get a little bit confused by in terms of where stuff is. So that probably is a sign that I should maybe do something about that. But anyway, we'll go through it in its current state. We have 1x2 yellow, reds, browns, apparently, of these little curved slopes going here, greens and blues, grayscale, and then we get into 2x2 versions, the 1x3, 1x4, 2x4, these doobie dops, 2x3s of these curved slopes, these sort of fancy ones go in here, all colors. Then we have shoes. These those look like slippers to me. Slippers or shoes. And then the opposite shoes, if you watched a previous video of how I used to organize that, I'll put it up here. I used to put these into those drawers, and I used to call these opposite shoes. I still do. These elements all go in here. Again, slopey, curved, right? Kind of see there's a little bit of an semblance of it. There's just so many different variations of these types of parts, and it feels like they're always adding stuff. So these I always call telephone, but if you were born in the last 15 years, that's not what telephones look like anymore. Then we have these are the curved 1x2 slopes that have the little slant on them, and kind of just that, and then any sort of variation where they're like cut or slanted or whatever, those all kind of go in there. And then I don't really know why these are any like toppy bits, but also kind of these weird ones as well. Again, it's a little I don't know. Inverted slopes, 2x2, longer, and then the 2 wide versions. And then we go into like some of these larger slopes here. These curvy, these are like arches but curved, large and small versions. And then we have these like L reverse versions of those, I guess. Small and large, they all kind of go in here. Well, I guess medium, because these are like the large ones. These have their own bin. These bricks apparently in here, it's got a curve on it. Works. these types of slopes. Again, as you can see, there's just so many variations of that stuff. There's so many variations of it. And then these are like larger 1x4 versions of these. And then these bits. Now we get into arches and angled brick, which, you know, again, not, I would say it's a C+, maybe on the title. Angled brick is not a great term because it's just, there's so many, what does that mean? There's so many variations of angled brick. Anyway, we have small arches, this size and this size, this size, these, and these, and the middle version. And then these types of arches, all colors. I have a little thing of these like reverse or inverted, whatever that is called, corner something. It's angled brick, angled brick. Same with these, the 4x version, or the 1x4 version, and then the 1x3 version as well. This type of angle, again, they're coming out with new angles and versions of this stuff, feels like so often. So I'll probably need more these. This, wild. This came in the Scary Pirate Island GWP. I've not, this is the only ones I have of that. And then these and these all kind of go in here. And then we get into this type of angled stuff. So these are smaller arches, this version and that version, all in here. And then these type of angled bricks. So the 1x4, or not 1x4, I don't even know, is this 1x4? Yeah, I guess it's 1x4. It's 1 stud by 4 long, even though it's diagonal. And then the 3. Now we get into some slopes. This is all 1x1, or I guess not 1x1, 1x2, and 1x3, 2x2, 2x3, 2x4, and 1x4 slopes. So we have light gray, black, white, and dark gray, just to differentiate them. All colored ones, even though these are getting way too full. The 1x3 grayscale, 1x3 colors, 2x2 black and gray, white and dark gray colors, but then I have the greens and yellows here because that was getting to overflow. Tan elements, any 2x3 tan yellow and green, I guess, are in there. And then grayscale 2x3 color 2x3. Just not enough of those to justify, you know, further doing of that. And then this is all 1x and 2x4 are all in here. And then tans in the 1x2 and 1x3. This is essentially exactly what you just saw in the other drawer, but inverted, including these. So pretty much all inverted bricks, or inverted slopes rather, are in this drawer of, you know, grayscale, color, by 3s, 2x2s. All the 2x3s are in the same drawer because there's just not enough of them. Oh, and then angled, right? So the single stud underneath the corner ones. Okay, and then we have large and / corner slopes. So these are all kind of more of the big boy ones. These are the regular versions of the inverted. These large chunks, anything that is 2x3 and longer goes in there. Anything that is 3x3, 3x3 or longer in there. Large corner. Topper pieces. Then we have these angled bricks, which there's tons of these now. These are popping up everywhere, which they're very useful part. This weird thing that I don't really get any more of, or haven't really gotten a lot of, but then also this variation, just kind of this type of slope. A few of those. These are corner versions, right? So the single stud and the sloped corner. Any color version of these. So this is all the grayscale. These 2x3s, and then these 1x3s. The misfits. It's like, I call it the misfits drawer. I know what's in it now. I probably should have labeled it something that actually made sense, but it was more fun to call them the misfits because they were all sort of the elements that I didn't know where to put anywhere else. So let's just start over here. So we have small Technic 1x1, 1x2 Technic bricks with that style pinhole. 1x1, 1x2 with the cross or the axle hole in it. I want to use these in castle mocks too. These can create a really nice texture and look, right? Just with the cross on it. I want to use those in more castle stuff. I really should probably put these in ornate because these are kind of like an ornate brick. Now that I think about it, I don't think I have room in that drawer. I'll have to check. These things, whatever those are called, grills. So these are all angled grills and grills of colors, any color, and then grayscale. Apparently 2 of these in a bag. I just put that there, I guess. These ladder bits in there, shield tiles, ingots, the claw elements, small bars of the 3 long, 4 long, plunger type bars, and then any bar that is longer than this, and also apparently tubing and rigging row things and flex tubing. That all is going in here. It's a little messy looking, but this is an entire drawer of track, either the actual track or the version that has a hole in some fashion or a slot. All that goes in here. Turntables of any size. Small panels, either this type or this length, or corner ones, or 1x1s, 1x2s. As long as it's only one high, as long as it's only 1 brick high, goes in here. And then these are all larger panels, including transparent. And in the very bottom drawer, I just have like accessories, extra stuff, and very large plates and base plates right now all exist down here. Onto minifigure storage. These are all in this Acro Mills unit that I have here. So I'm gonna kind of move through some of this because there's quite a bit in here, and some of it's kind of nuanced, but generally, yeah, I'll just start going through it. I'll start going through it. So up here, hair pieces, pretty self-explanatory. Ball caps and assorted city hats, helmets, along with visors and goggles. So in this case, they are split like that. That's generally the rule with this. Underwater masks, unique hats. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pull some of these out because unique hats means like top hats, Santa hats, Ninjago, some Star Wars. Yeah, I guess that's what that means. Western hats, ninja hats. I suppose I could put the Ninjago hoods that were in here, but that's okay. Pirate hats, medieval special hats and various hoods. So those are all just like hood pieces, and then like wizard hats and crowns and stuff like that. Wrenches, shovels, radios, saws, axes, picks, and hammers. Yep. Flashlights, horns, miscellaneous grabbies. Yep. I went through this in a previous video, but I'm going to go through it again. Miscellaneous grabbies. You know, stuff like this. Miscellaneous grabby. What else is miscellaneous grabby? This. It's kind of, it's probably a gun or something, but it's a miscellaneous grabby. This, miscellaneous grabby. Meaning, a minifig can grab it, and it's miscellaneous. Skates and binoculars. Cups, chalices, kitchen supplies. So these are all cups, pots, pans, knives, forks. All that kind of stuff is in here. Gems and gold. This didn't used to be up here, but I moved it up here because I used it frequently. So gold and gems. Pretty straightforward. Food. All food. Anything that looks like food, could be food, exists up there. Snow and surfboards, flippers and skis. Clawhorn, spire, fit. I haven't actually like read these in a while. Claw, horn, spire, fits into stud, accessories. What does that mean exactly? This. So basically the bottom can fit into a stud. That's what that means. There you go. So anything like that kind of goes in here. I moved that one too because those were in the cases, which I haven't gone through yet. We'll go through those in a second. Assorted backpacks, satchels, capes, back accessories, different things like that. City cases and handheld accessories. This drawer is becoming a mess because I'm just kind of throwing anything that is like city related in there, and it's just getting it's a lot. Brooms, nets, whips, and pitchforks. Minifig extremities. Hands, legs, what have you. Any extra stuff goes in here. So this is actually really nice when I start to like swap out arms for like custom figs. Like if I want to swap out their hands to like have maybe like black for gloves or, you know, whatever. Or change the color of the arms on like a minifig. Yeah. So all that goes in there. Scuba tanks, life jackets, and shoulder epaulets. Like those. Miscellaneous weapons, shields, and wands. This is becoming a junk drawer of anything that could possibly be a minifig weapon. This one's getting very full. Anything that could possibly be a minifig weapon or shield. Honestly, those Islander shields probably shouldn't go in there, but anything that's like weird, random. Honestly, some of the stuff in here probably isn't even Lego. A lot of this came from like bulk lots and stuff. Yeah. That's gonna have to get sorted through at a later date. Medieval visors, plumes, beards, and bandanas. So there's plumes. Oh. Beards and bandanas. Yep. Horse saddles and horse helmets. Any types of wings. We have cloth flags, and capes. Castle, shoulder, and chest armor. A lot of this stuff is now going to be moving into like castle-y stuff. So castle, shoulder, and chest armor, bows and crossbows, spears and lances, shields, swords, axes, and then fishing rods, poles, paddles, and then assorted swords and assorted guns. I really need to move more of the miscellaneous weapons, shields, and wands to these instead. So these are all like Ninjago swords, pirate swords, space guns, pirate guns, things like that. All castle helmets, flames, chains and rope, small animals, and then, let's see, okay, I'm gonna go over here. Special minifigs, so this is like skeletons, Minecraft stuff, anything that I just sort of, that isn't like a regular minifig, kind of goes in here. And then we start to move into some of the unlabeled stuff. So I do have flesh heads, even though I know that these are not flesh, but these are, anyway, I'm just gonna pull this one out. So I'm storing capes in here as well for a minute, just ignore that. Capes, okay, it's fine. So in here I have like skeleton heads and then flesh heads. I'm also storing any heads that are just the regular old smiley faces. Those are also going in here. And then these are all, this is how I like to store my heads, stacking them up. I've been trying to slowly work through like all of this stuff is like from Western and like pirate and stuff and old castle. I'm trying to do that. So like I've put all the female heads together. I'm trying to make it somewhat organized so I can at least find what I need a little bit easier. But yeah, that's, I don't really know why I'm storing capes in there. I think I ran out of room. But as I start to outfit more figs for the castle scene, that should clear up. I started to do this and I don't know if I like it. I actually don't know. So I've started to store legs differently. So blue legs, orange, red. These are all legs that have different waistband colors. And then green and tans are in here. I just felt like I was searching for legs a lot and didn't want to do that. And then down here, as you can see, these fit really nicely in here, right? So nice. Black, gray, and then any printed miscellaneous legs go in there. This video is gonna be like 6 hours long. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Yes, I'm working on some forestmen stuff right now. So I have all torsos that I'm probably gonna use for forestmen. And then these are also like assorted castle pirate? No, castle leg and potential castle figs are in there. This is pirate, mostly, and also some miscellaneous from that minifigure haul that I had. Yeah, I gotta go through some of that stuff, but I don't have them labeled, but it's mostly because I can see what they are, and I guess I got lazy and stopped labeling at some point. These are all miscellaneous torsos, city, Marvel, all that kind of stuff goes in there. And then these are all castle and potential castle figs. Just when you thought we were done with this side, but wait, there's more. Now we move into the cases. So underneath here, we have several cases. This is Technic parts. So these are mostly pins, axles. I'm gonna be honest. We're talking about, I'm gonna sit down. We're talking about, you know, organization and how to do this. I really like these cases. I really do. I will link these down in the description below. I really do like these cases. However, I think mostly it's where I have them stored, not that I'm actually using them, if that makes sense. I feel like I could better use these if they weren't tucked underneath, but that is just sort of what I am dealing with in this, you know, quite small space that I have to do all this in. I've maximized as much as possible the space that I have, and yeah, so this is just the nature of it, and this is just the way that this kind of is right now, and I don't know if there's a better solution. I generally know like what is under here now, and so when I'm sorting Lego or I'm, you know, looking to grab parts, oftentimes I'll be like, oh, that's under here, I'll wait to see what else I might need, because I know now pretty much what's here. And so I'll just wait until I know what I need, and then I'll just grab it from all these different cases. But in the second bin is more of this style. I'm just gonna kind of like pan over so you can kind of see what these are. I don't really know all the names of some of this Technic stuff, but you know, those are gears, right? But just, yeah, it's just sort of random Technic-y things. This is all vehicle parts, which again, I don't use these very often, but this is all vehicle parts. Doors and those things, and yeah, I'm just gonna kind of pan over here, and we got steering wheels, fenders, and all that kind of stuff. I actually do kind of want to use some of these for texture. Like if these were sitting in a wall and this was just sticking out and put nothing else on it, or maybe I could put like a, can you attach a stud to this? I don't know. But just kind of have it like poking out as like a different variation of some texture. I think that actually might be kind of cool. You know, whether it's like black or like in gray. I've thought about using some of this stuff because again, I don't make a lot of vehicles, so it might be nice to use that. But yeah, then over here, this I've been considering changing because these are some specialty parts, small specialty elements that really didn't fit in any other category. But again, I do find that I'm looking for something or I'm putting away something in this case, and it's just not super accessible currently, and it would be probably nice to have that. But like specifically flags, like I have any flag element or a clip, banner, flag, that all goes in here, and I don't love that. I feel like this should almost go into minifig accessories. But anyway, this is like a kind of a junk drawer. These are like any color that isn't for like a tree limb kind of goes in here, along with like snowflakes and these curvy elements. This is kind of a random. This has gotten more random, I feel like, as it's gone along. And then we have these, the like toenail. I don't know what these are called necessarily, but this version, the one with 3s, this is a version that is just pointed down. Focus. There you go. And the regular of all colors. Yeah. Pots. Bones. These stud with a bar on it. Can you see that? Sorry, I'm blocking the light here. It's not great light down here. These angled bits. Clips with like this thing on it. I don't really know what those are called. These macaroni elements. Those are down here. Lightsaber things, even though these should probably just go into minifigures, but they're down here. Same goes for these. These are like life preserver elements. Those could probably go up there. These could also be miscellaneous grabbies. I don't know. Those things. Actual like phone elements in there. These small bars. Sorry, the camera's having trouble focusing here. And then I created a separate one of these like candelabras because I feel like I'll probably use these. I think I got these on the pad wall. These little nublets go in there. These like ball things. This is like a random, I don't even know, like these, and then like these shield slash whatever those are, those all kind of go in there. Another random bin of these cross plates, this thing, these elements, those all go in there. I made another one for these. Again, I found these on the pad wall. They're very cool, like rocks or something. Honestly, this entire case is like a junk drawer. of random elements that I just don't have enough of to necessarily warrant maybe space in a drawer, or maybe these get swapped for something else in a drawer, but these are just sort of odds and ends. They're all just odds and ends bits. Yeah. Candles, telescopes, faucet handles, yeah, stars. Yeah, just a bunch of random stuff. It kind of all goes in here. Under here, this last case is printed sticker smaller elements. Even though this is not small, this should probably not go in here. But anything that is printed and or stickered, and I have them roughly sorted. Wow, it's getting late. Roughly sorted. I have 2x bricks, 1x bricks, tiles, random bits, dishes, car or like plane type of elements, slopes, modified plates, curved slopes, anything that's got a clip on it is in here. And then kind of airplane wings, though these are panels, airplane wings, and random, like this honestly, these should probably go into there. And then in this bin underneath here, Bionicle, miscellaneous Technic, large printed, miscellaneous parts, large miscellaneous parts, and large ball joints. This actually recently got somewhat of a makeover as well. So these large Technic elements are here. Now we're starting to get into some bagged stuff, which is less than ideal, right? We're starting to get to more of the ugly side of some of this stuff. These are all bagged things. These are random Technic elements that I have no place for or don't know what to do except put them in a little large bag, because again, I don't use a lot of them. Just don't use a lot of those parts. This is large random bits. These types of Technic lift arms, I think they're called. Technic lift arms. All sizes of those. Large printed and or sticker. More large and or printed sticker. Again, some of those things that were in that case should probably go into these bags instead, and I could open up some more space to do other things, but yeah, just, you know, this is all stuff you get in bulk lots that I don't really know what to do with. But we will probably, I will hopefully start to use some of this stuff up in our Can We Build It series. I gotta get back to that. I'll link that up here. The Can We Build It series, I started to do a series of just grabbing a large printed or sticker part, or like a large unique part that might only come in like a couple sets, and seeing if we can build that set from that piece. And whether we do it or not, right? So it's like success or no. So it's been fun. I haven't done it in a little bit, and probably should get back to it. Bionicle parts or potential Bionicle parts. I don't know anything about Bionicle. This is the extent of my knowledge, that these are potentially, I know some of this could be Ninjago weapons and stuff, but I don't know anything about Bionicle. So, but anything that I saw that looked like it could be a Bionicle element went in here. Printed or stickered windscreens. That's an easy one to remember. These are large elements I need to do for a future video. Also these potentially, and then we have ball joints. The last space. Into the depths. I guarantee my water heater is going to turn on as soon as I start this video, or this clip. So up here, this is where I do all of my overflow storage. So I have these labeled 1, 2, and 3. And this is where I do overflow. So you may have noticed here, let me go find, here, I'm gonna go find this, because I know that there's one on here. So, yeah. This slot with these dark green studs has a number 2 on it. that means that in the second bin, I have more of these. So that means if I need more, I can go into 2, and ideally I can find them. Now, as you can see, 2 has started to get overfloweth. But in here somewhere, I may have a problem. I'm gonna find it. Am I gonna find it? Okay, well, I'm not gonna find it, but it doesn't matter. In here, Technic. Yeah. Oh no, that's my HVAC. That's my HVAC system. Anyway, technically, this should work. It's just getting a little overflow with parts. Now, one, I need to maybe change some of this up because one doesn't have like a ton in it. I have some trays in here that I'm trying to use to keep it organized in some way, but I'm trying to put like bricks and plate and larger stuff in here into one, and then smaller pieces into here, but this is starting to overflow. But down here in 3, that is a future build. This is a future build with parts, but this eventually will get cleared, and this is not ready to talk about that yet. This is that extra bin that I was using for some stuff, but I'm just doing some tests for potential future storage. Anyway, eventually when I have this open, then I can start to migrate some of these down to here, and eventually fill all that up again. I mean, realistically. So, but yeah, that's kind of like my system, and it works pretty well. Actually, I should put this plate up here. Anyway, but what I like to do is I want to make sure that when I'm doing this, that I only have one color, one part type in a bag, as to just make it really, really simple. And theoretically easier to find, which it's not currently, but I can always organize that. I will also put these in the link in the description. These are actually really good. They're very cool, but they are quite pricey. I did get them on sale, so but I will link them down in the description. But they're nice. They're bins you can access from the side, which is really great when I need more vertical space than I have elsewhere. Okay, then we get to these drawers. I'm not gonna go through and open probably all of this. This is where I'm storing extra 2x brick in red, white, blue, yellow, and black. And they're all in their individual bags. So 2x4, 2x3, 2x2 are all in separate bags. In there, that is very full. And getting out of hand, extra 2x brick in grays, brown, tan, and green. That's not too bad, but again, all sorted and separated into bags. And then down here, large C parts, small C parts, and bricks with Technic pins. This is also a little messy. Honestly, finding stuff in the bags is not great. It's one of my not fun parts of this, because really what ends up happening is if I'm looking for something in here and I can't spot it on the outside, this entire bag is getting dumped, and then I have to pick everything back up, and it's just, yeah. I mean, again, I'm not going through this very often. Honestly, the most I've been going through this is piecing together my old childhood sets. That's where I've been doing the most of that kind of stuff. Which has just kind of been a little bit painstaking, but that's I want to build some of that old stuff and get through it, so that's just kind of the way this is right now. But down here we have windshields, propellers, plane tails, dishes, discs, and pre-builts. And when I mean pre-builts, I mean any like vehicle that's sort of pre-built. And then I also have windshields and more transparent large glass elements and stuff down there. dishes, stuff like that. Yeah. This is all just instructions for now, but I'm starting to whittle that down. Those are all my childhood instructions. I have another bin of instructions upstairs in a different drawer in my wife's office, which she doesn't care because it's just an empty drawer, but that's getting full. But all of those will probably move up there at some point, so that will free that drawer up for more stuff down the road. This is old gray and white bricks, and then large animal bardings. So I have, this is all loose old gray. This is a giant bag of old gray, yellowed white parts, and old dark gray. Yeah, again, most of this will get used for structural or other things, but the biggest thing is when I'm going through old sets and trying to piece together the old grays and finding all that stuff. Kind of becomes a nightmare, but not the other world. Old hinge parts, massive slopes. This is actually a fairly empty drawer. I could fill this up with some more stuff, but this is all old hinges and things. And then, yeah, massive slopes. Giant stuff. Small tires, small rims. These are all basically rims and tires. The tires, man, the tires used to be organized by size, and now I just throw them all into the same thing. It's gotten very sloppy, but again, I don't use tires that often, only when I'm piecing together like a set for something, so I don't actually go in those bags very often, so it's not a huge deal. And then large tires, large rims, dump truck scoops. So large, these are large tires, but also large like engine parts. Those are probably all from like Star Wars sets. Who knows? Those are large tires. And then like dump truck scoops and even some catapults. Stuff like that. All in there. And at the bottom is curved wing bricks, engines, hoods, and wings. So, yeah. Again, there's some room in these drawers. Okay, everybody, that is going to do it for these two videos. Honestly, I started to figure that this needed to be 2 parts because I just didn't want this to be like, I think I've spent hour and a half recording this, maybe longer. Yeah, and that's just silly. I don't want to do it like I didn't want to do like an over an hour video, so I split them up into 2. So I think that was probably the best way to do it. So I'll see how that works in the edit. Hopefully I gave myself something to cut that in half. That makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this fairly in-depth look at all of my parts and how I store it. And, you know, again, the good and the bad, right? Like, once you create a storage system, it is ever evolving. It's going to always change. Even, you know, even in the short time I've been in this studio space, it's changed a bunch, and it's going to continue to change. And it's really nice that I still have a little bit of room for some stuff, because again, I have a ton of bulk boxes and, oh yeah, lots of stuff yet. So, we haven't hit max capacity, but we're certainly getting close. But I'm not purchasing as much Lego as of late. I shouldn't say that. Probably jinxing myself. But anyway, I'm rambling now. It's very late. Everybody, thank you again for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you maybe some ideas for some storage. I hope that it maybe gave you some things that you might want to do, things you might not want to do. Again, how everybody stores their Lego collection is completely different. It really just depends on how your brain works, and everybody's brain works a little bit different, so everyone's going to do it a little bit differently. However it works for you. There's really no wrong or right way. It's just about how to maximize efficiency. That's really what it comes down to. But everybody, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts on any of it. I would love to hear it. If you have any suggestions, shoot them at me. I'm always open to hearing some of that stuff. But Thank you again for watching, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, remember, keep on building. Jim out!